This is Paint Life TV. I'm Chris, the Idaho Painter. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips to successful pressure washing or power washing. So if you want to know 3 good tips, stay tuned for this video. All right, I'm going to give you 3 tips to successful pressure washing. But before we do that, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you get notified every time I come out with a new video. It's free, simple, easy to do, just a simple way to help support our channel. And then you just get notified by email every time I come out with a new video. It's been free forever and it's going to be free forever. So slam it, hit it, bang it, do whatever you got to do, subscribe, notify. But on to our 3 tips. So tip number 1 is when power washing, I use a rotating nozzle when I power wash just about everything, about 95% of everything. I'll switch off to a straight tip when I want to knock down hornets or shoot really high places. But these nozzles are absolutely amazing. They rotate and agitate and they clean a surface a lot faster. But I get a lot of people saying, oh my gosh, you're just tearing up the wood, you're tearing up the siding, you're tearing things up. Well, yeah, you will tear things up if you don't use it properly. But one tip when it comes to pressure washing, if you don't have a lot of experience using one of these things, here's the tip. You always start away from your surface and move towards your surface till you're comfortable that it's cleaning and agitating and not damaging the surface. If you start too close, pull the trigger, you could just blow a hole right in your siding or shred your fence or take the paint off your car. So I want to start away from it and I want to move closer as I get comfortable. Now I've been doing this for so long, I know exactly where I want to start. I start right about, 1.5 feet away and then I start cleaning and I know exactly what it takes to clean and not damage a surface. I haven't damaged a surface with one of these things in 20 years. I've been using them for that long with a lot of success. It makes me a lot faster at pressure washing and more efficient. Now let's get on to tip number 2. All right, tip number 2 is a tip that I have, basically from experience. Now, this tip is if you have to get onto a second story of a house and it has a wood roof, that could be a real problem. Never pressure wash on a house that has a wood roof if the wood roof is going to get wet below your feet, because as soon as it gets wet, it turns into a slip and slide. And why I say from experience, I was pressure washing on a house, a wood roof, and it got wet and I slipped and went sliding down the roof just like it was a slip and slide. Luckily, caught onto the gutter and I didn't go tumbling down to the ground or I could have got injured. And I actually had 2 employees that has actually happened to also. So when it comes to wood roofs, I just highly recommend, do not stand or walk on a wood roof and do any type of washing, anything that's going to get that wood roof wet, because it's a big liability issue. Now on to tip number 3. All right, on to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is going to make it a lot easier for you to start your pressure washer. When you start your pressure washer, you always want to pull the trigger, hold the trigger, and then pull the pressure washer and start it up. If you're not squeezing this trigger, there's usually a lot of pressure built up behind the pump, and it's really hard to pull and start your pressure washer. So squeeze your trigger, pull, start your pressure washer. It's going to kick on, start up, and then you'll release your pressure washer and it will build up pressure. Now, another handy little tip, when you are using any type of nozzles, if you ever squeeze the trigger without a nozzle on there, there is a little tiny gasket in there, and this has happened to me a few times. You pull the trigger, there's a lot of pressure built up behind this thing because the pressure washer is on. You squeeze it, boom, it could actually blow out that little O-ring inside there, that little seal, and it's probably going to go somewhere where you cannot find it. Then you go to put this thing on, you squeeze the trigger, water goes everywhere, your pressure washer doesn't function. And it typically happens when you're up in the mountains somewhere or so far away from someplace it takes you an hour to go get an O-ring to fix it. I actually now keep, because it's happened quite a few times to us, I keep a little thing of Mighty M O-rings in my trailer that if that ever happens, I just stick another O-ring in there and it's really easy to replace it. So always put any type of tips on, and what happens, that tip goes down there, it hits that O-ring, and now you have a nice tight seal when you pull a trigger. So always put your tips on and then pull your trigger. And that was 3 tips. Actually, there was a bonus one in there for you. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. 3 plus a bonus tip on pressure washing. If you've got any tips or tricks to share with us, leave it down in the comment section below. This is Painters Helping Painters. We're here to share. I actually learned a lot of stuff from seeing you guys' tips and then seeing your videos and stuff out there. So share it down below. If you got a question, put it down in the comment section below. Hopefully you can get to it and answer it. Subscribe, hit the notify button. You got to hit both of them or it doesn't actually do anything. Please consider giving us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed our videos. It keeps encouraging me, Tyler, and Lisa to continue making on these videos. Continue making these videos. Ow.